Alright guys, so me and my partner were talking about Pokemon games today. I made a video and I said, you know, this might be an unpopular opinion, but I think Sword and Shield are the best Pokemon games, and I still do think that. I actually have a list of my favorites with Pokemon Sword and Shield, Pokemon X and Y, and Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and Pokemon Sun and Moon. I really did enjoy all of those games. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people really want what we got when it came to them remaking Pokemon Ruby and Pokemon Sapphire. Like, these games were amazing. I know a lot of people were not happy about the character customization being taken away, and neither was I, but I get that they were trying to give us that nostalgic gaming feeling, which it actually did. And I feel like Pokemon Diamond and Pearl tried to do the same, but miserably failed at it. Now, a lot of people were not happy with Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. I personally really enjoyed the Underground, and I remember when I did play this game, that's really all I did for the most part. I did go through the game, but I was in the Underground constantly because it's so fun to find the stuff down there. For some reason, it's just hard to get out of the Underground. But they tried to remake these for us, and they fell really flat, and my partner's like, well, basically, they did it from another company. It was sort of like a sandbox game where they did an exact replica, but it just didn't land the same way as the other two. Plus, I hear that Diamond and Pearl aren't exactly the most favored. And then I'm like, why didn't they make us a platinum? So there's that. But I would love to see this game right here redacted for the Switch, or the upcoming model for the Switch. That would be great. A lot of us really do want our old Pokemon games to be revamped. Like, I would love, oh my god, if Heart Gold and Soul Silver got revamped, me and my partner would probably be the first ones on that pre-order list. Like, me and him would be so down bad to get a hold of those games. And they've shown that they've got the capability for really good remakes. Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon were really good remakes. Don't get me wrong, I understand that the whole Pokemon home situation with this game really did divide the fandom and people were really angry, but I really did love Sword and Shield, and I even bought the expansions for both of them. I would not do that with Scarlet and Violet. Honestly, I'm sorry, but Scarlet and Violet, although they are very fun games, just very dialogue heavy, there's no real way to just go past it, and you have to sit through all of that, and it just makes me so mad because I'm just sitting there button mashing through it. Like, I'm not reading all that, dude. Like, I already know what's going on. Could we just please, you know, especially during the big events. It's so dialogue heavy. I liked how Sword and Shield, there was dialogue, but I did not get frustrated and start freaking out because there was so much dialogue, and all I wanted to do was finish up one part of the game and go about what I was doing. But because of the 4 hours of dialogue in the game, it took so much longer for me to get about what I was doing than it did for me to actually complete the task. Like, my partner could tell you, I was flipping out during the, you know, where you have to get the Pokemon you ride on. You ride Pokemon Koraidon. At least that's the one for me. I have both of them because I have both versions of the games. I was so ticked because there was like 5 hours. Babe, you gotta admit, that's a dialogue heavy ass game.
Yeah.
I was losing my mind because all I wanted to do was go to bed, but I couldn't go to bed until I finished this. That's how I get with certain things. I hyperfixate, and I was losing my fucking mind. I was losing it because it would not just let me get through all that stupid dialogue. So I think Sword and Shield struck a healthy balance of dialogue and, you know, what was going on. And you didn't have to sit there and sit through 5 hours of dialogue just for, even the old school games weren't that bad. So yeah. If they ever get the chance to do something like this again, with the Omega and Alpha, they definitely should, and we need an Emerald too. We definitely need an Emerald. And that's what I'm noticing. Like, is it just me? Am I the only one noticing that when it comes to the remakes for the games, the third one just sort of gets swept to the wayside? Am I the only one noticing that? And my partner just told me, like, he's like, well, babe, that's common. Like, apparently Pokemon Yellow experienced the same thing, unless you want to count Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu, but I don't know if people count that or not.
Over a decade later.
Yeah, and Crystal, like, there's a lot of, it's like, why not revamp those games and bring them over to the latest consoles? Because I think Pokemon fans especially would eat that up. I actually had to talk to my friend Miss Von the Muse Nerd about this on here because I had no idea why. I actually got the Analog Pocket. I purchased an Analog Pocket, and I was playing Pokemon Blue on it, and I liked it more than Scarlet and Violet. I said, why is that? And, you know, she goes, nostalgia. And yeah, I think a lot of nostalgia freaks would flip for, you know, Crystal, for, you know, Heart Gold and Soul Silver. I would I would long for that kind of thing. I have seen that they've got the capability of making really good remakes, like with Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, and then Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. I've seen the capabilities. So it's like, I don't know what they were doing with that little sandbox project, Diamond and Pearl. I bought it because, again, nostalgia, unfortunately. But that just wasn't it. Like, my partner bought it, but you said you didn't like it very much.
Right.
It was just all right, though. That's the thing. It was just all right. So tell me what you guys think in the comment section down below. Like, I think that this would be a really good opportunity for Game Freak. Because every time they've had a release, despite the fact that, Diamond and Pearl weren't the best, with my GameStop, there was a line. There was a line to get these games because people's nostalgia will drive them to want to see what they can see. And, play the game. So I really think that it would be a really good idea for them to do the remakes. Like, I can't picture classic Pokemon fans complaining about remakes of their favorite classic games being revamped and made into a newer thing for the Switch so that they could continue playing, and they don't need to go buy an analog, even though I bought my analog and I love it. But yeah, tell me what you guys think in the comment section down below.